So what would you prefer? Would you prefer resin that's like this, that's full of bubbles, or resin like this that has no bubbles in it at all? Believe it or not, these were mixed up in the same pot, in this pot, at the same time, and I decanted them into these two little clear plastic pots. Now, if you want to see how I got this one as clear as this so quickly, then continue watching the rest of this video. You are not going to be disappointed. How awesome is that? What a difference. I've been testing this now for about 8 weeks and I have used it every single day. It's really easy to use. One thing I did learn is that I'm quite clumsy and I kept spilling resin onto the bottom. My fault. So all I did was I cut a bit of silicone mat. There's a nice circle there and it fits in it perfectly and keeps it lovely and clean. This is really easy to use. I'm going to mix my resin up. I'm going to use quite a thick resin, a 1-to-1 resin this time, and I'm going to mix up quite a bit, and I'm also going to mix it with a wooden stick, and I'm going to try and mix in more bubbles than I would normally. So I'm not going to be as careful with my mixing as I would normally. Now, I'm not going to waste this resin, of course. I've got a project sitting on the side ready for this resin to go in. Let's mix this up and then we can have a look at it. And as you can see, I'm being quite vigorous with it, and I'm going to mix this up for the normal time of about 4.5 minutes. I've got my resin mixed up now, and I'm not sure if you can see, I've mixed up quite a lot of bubbles in it. To put this in this machine, you would need to have this in a bigger pot, because this is too close to the top, because this is going to froth up to get rid of those bubbles. And the other thing is, when you leave a large amount of any resin in a container that you're maybe not going to use straight away, then you do run the risk of it flash curing. So as I've said in many videos, it's always best to decant it into some smaller pots. You're less likely to get any flash cure, and you will not get any mess in your resin debubbler either, because there's plenty of space there for the gas to go up. Can you see how bubbly that is? That is so bubbly. I'm going to put one in and I'm going to leave one out so you can see the difference. It is so easy to use. All you do is you pop it in there like that. You put that top on and you make sure that this little valve here is shut completely. Then you push the on button there. Then you decide if you want it for 5 minutes or 9 minutes. Now I want it for 9 minutes, and it will start to do its thing. It takes about a minute to get up to full vacuum pressure in there. That'll get up to number 95 kPa on there. And then once it gets to there, you'll start to see the magic. So it's at full vacuum now, and as you can see in there, some of the little bubbles are starting to come to the top, and that's where it's sucking them out. And it's very quiet. That other noise you can hear in the back is my mask, because I use a ventilated mask. I have this set up now on the corner of my desk where I'm working, just off camera, and as soon as I mix my resin up, I put it straight in it for 9 minutes, depending on if I've got a lot of bubbles in it, 5 minutes if I haven't. If I've got tons of bubbles in, then I stick it in for 9 minutes, then do it for another 5. But you can always stop it at any point or pause it if you feel you've gotten rid of enough bubbles. And I just leave it there. I've used it loads and loads of times, as you can see, because it's a little bit grubby now where I'm touching it and doing things with it all the time. I have not had a single disappointment with it. It has made such a massive difference. And also, I don't have to use anymore my pressure pot as often, which is great, especially for small items like jewelry and clear things like that. We're just over halfway through, and already those bubbles have started to froth up. It looks like a resin cappuccino, and all those bubbles are starting to come to the top. And we'll leave that running for its full length of time, and it will let us know when it is finished. That's the noise it makes. So now it's finished, all you need to do is release that little valve, and that lets the pressure out. I always pop that back in once I've done that, and then the lid will come off, and now we can compare the two. So look at the difference. That's the one that we put to one side, full of bubbles, and that is the one that we put in the little machine, and there's no bubbles. There's one on top, but we could burst that with a long neck lighter. You see that one bubble on the top there? Let's get rid of that. Boop. Oh, there's one there as well. Boop. There we go. So they've gone. So look at the absolute awesome difference. Amazing. As I said, I've been testing this for several weeks. Love it. Use it all the time. It is a great price. A lot cheaper than what you would buy a pressure pot for. Well, now we've got the bubbles released from one and not the other. What I'm going to do is cast these two shapes. One with all the bubbles in, and the other one with the bubbles removed, and do a comparison of them. I'm going to cure these in my curing machine because a lot of us are using curing machines now, and that cures up things a lot quicker and does trap bubbles. So it's a great test to see how well this works, and it'll be good to compare these two. These have cured now, and we've got this one that hadn't been in the vacuum pot, and we've got this one that was. So let's take them. Now, what this isn't going to prevent is trap bubbles when you pour. So if you've got any bubbles trapped in corners and things like that, you will still need to release them as we do now. And they will come up to the top and burn them off with a torch. I didn't do that with either of these because I thought I wanted to leave it alone and see what it does. Now, you can see the micro bubbles in there all the way around. They would spoil something if you wanted it clear. Let's have a look at it with some light shining on it because light does reflect them a little bit more. So you can see the bubbles in that one. That was the one that hadn't been in. And that's the one where it has been in the machine. It is much clearer. I did have some trap bubbles in the corners, but then that's to be expected. I had some trap bubbles in the corners of these because, again, I didn't release them at all. And look at the difference in the clarity of that when I shine the light on it. You can really see the difference. This will get rid of a good 98% of the bubbles, and if you pop it in a second time, it'll probably get rid of 100%. But isn't that a massive difference in the clarity? Well, it's just brilliant. I absolutely love it. That's my review of this. I said I would review it after I tested it, and I would only give an honest review because that's why I test things for quite a long time. I will only give an honest review. I really like it. I think it's brilliant. It's such good value as well. You're saving quite a bit of money. It's ideal for crafters like us who make stuff for ourselves or make stuff to sell. It's perfect for that. Doesn't take any getting used to. So easy to use. I've got a discount code in the description below for you if you want to get hold of one. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Boot that thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Really helps my videos to get out there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing your comments on this. Take care. Enjoy your resin. Bye.